I'm excited to introduce to you the STAMPtember collaboration set with Simon Says Stamp and Gina K Designs. This set is for STAMPtember 2025, so it is a collaboration set with Simon Says Stamp and Gina K Designs. It's only available at Simon Says Stamp and only while supplies last. This set is called Shimmering Christmas, and in true Gina K Designs style, it is absolutely gorgeous with the Christmas tree ornaments, snowflakes, and then kind of that old-fashioned font for some sentiments. I'm going to use the tree image for my card today. I'm going to place that down onto some turquoise sea cardstock, pick that up with the door of the Misti, and then I'm going to condition the cardstock with an anti-static powder tool. Next, I'm going to ink up the image with white pigment ink. I like to use white pigment ink when I'm going to heat emboss with either a silver or a white embossing powder, but you could absolutely use regular embossing ink. So once I stamp that down, I'm going to sprinkle on some sterling embossing powder. This happens to be from Brutus Monroe. I will have all of my supplies linked down below in the video description and over on my blog if you're interested in purchasing any of these products today. Now, once I have my heat tool nice and hot, I'm going to come in and melt the embossing powder. This does have a coordinating die available, so I'm going to line up that die with my tree and die cut it out. My idea for this is to have a nice dark background, but I want to add some texture to that. So I'm going to use this Filigree Snowflake embossing folder from Simon Says Stamp. It's a 3D embossing folder. So I'm placing that into my embossing folder, and then I'm going to bring out my Intri die cut machine. I have the dial setting at a 2D embossing folder, and then I think I have it loosened by -2. I have it loosened. So I ran that through once with the folded edge of the folder going in, and then I go back through again with the open side going in. And I am finding that recommendation that I had found really helps eliminate any cracks. Now it leaves a beautifully embossed design. I could have gone probably a little bit tighter with it, but I'm going to use what I have because it still turned out gorgeous. Next, I really want to step up that contrast. So I'm starting with a Tranquil Teal Ink. I'm going to go around all of the outer edges. And as I add that ink, the snowflakes are popping out a little bit more, the design of the embossing folder. But I'm going to bring in the navy. Both of these inks are Gina K Designs, and add that to the very outer edge. I really wanted that nice stark contrast with my light blue tree, and then have it kind of be lighter in the middle so that it's catching your eye in that focal point. Next, I'm going to add some splatters to the background. So I have this Splatter white ink. I can't remember what it's called, but I have this Splatter white from Simon Says Stamp. You do not have to water it down. It is already a really nice liquid that you can just pick up with your paintbrush and splatter onto the background. Next, I need to just work on a sentiment. So I picked out Merry and Bright, and I am going to stamp this in Versafine black ink onto white cardstock. I decided to go with this white cardstock because I thought that would kind of fit in, whereas the back of my cardstock is really dark here, and then it got a little lighter with the Christmas tree, and then another light color, the white cardstock for the sentiment. So I thought it all tied together really nicely. I'm adding liquid glue to the back of my embossed panel, and I'm adding that to a side folding card base. So this is an A2 size card base. It's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I'm going to add my tree using some thin foam squares from Simon Says Stamp just to pop that up a little bit on the front of my card project. I just want to make sure when I'm lining that up that I'm getting that as straight as I can, and also making sure my margins are even on the right and left side. I added a couple thin foam squares to the edge of the word Merry, and then pop that up off on the left-hand side. So that finishes off my card project today, featuring the Gina K Designs collaboration set Shimmering Christmas with Simon Says Stamp. Thank you all so much for joining me today.